So Craig, welcome.
So Emma, welcome to my palatial surroundings.
Thanks for inviting us.
Well, I live like this. As you can see, I have giant lamps next to my fire in case the fire gets dark.
That's very Anchorman, I feel.
Thank you very much indeed.
And I feel we should call you Craig, because that's what they seem to call you overseas.
What, in America?
Yes.
I thought it was sometimes in America they go or Craig or Rag, or I've been called Drake once in Starbucks.
Well, I think that's a compliment.
Yeah, it's not bad actually. I don't think they thought I was Drake though.
Well.
So you're saying I don't look like Drake?
Just a little bit.
Okay,
maybe
thanks.
it's the earring.
Thanks very much.
That's quite Drake.
Do you know, all Scottish men in their 50s have earrings. If they're of my vintage, they have earrings.
So,
taxi drivers in Glasgow, a lot of us have these.
Oh, I'm sure. You are back in Scotland, and us audiences absolutely loved your cameo in Still Game last year.
Oh, thanks for him. I didn't know if we could talk about that because it was on the other side. But yeah, I liked doing that.
It was good fun.
Yeah.
It was good fun. But your career so far has included such a long list. You've been a drummer, you've been a construction worker, a bouncer.
Is that part of a career, being a drummer
Yes,
and a construction worker?
definitely.
Like if I was still a construction worker, then it would be a career, your career in construction. But I think it was, and also I was a labourer. Let's call it what it was. I was a brickies labourer in Harlem.
You've certainly had a very varied career, shall we say.
Yeah, I have.
How would you describe yourself though?
Lucky, I think, quite lucky. And a chancer. Are you familiar with that phrase?
Yes, I am.
Bit of a chancer, him. He's a bit of a chancer. Aye, Scottish when it suits him. Aye, you're great. You're no great. You're shite.
You are though one of the most
What
famous
I am?
Scots in America.
Oh, really? Oh, thank you very much
Yes,
indeed.
you
Thank
were
you.
the world's highest paid late night talk show host of its time.
Yeah, that's okay. Let's just say yes. All right.
But you did say that everything that you've done professionally has come from the kind of creative hub of the West End of Glasgow. where we are
G12, baby.
today.
That's where it all happens. G12, baby.
That's where a lot of the comedians are now, though.
Right, well, I think look, when I started though, it was, Billy Connolly's 20 years older than me, so there had been Billy, but there wasn't really anything else going on, and it was me and Fred Macaulay, and sometimes Fred would do corporate gigs and I would go on at discos, and they would stop, sorry I spat there, but they would start the show like it would be someone would be playing some music and go, that was Echo and the Bunnymen, and now here's a guy who thinks he's funny, go on and do it. And they would be shouting words that I can't tell you before I even hit the microphone.
Not at 8
so
o'clock
you
at night.
exactly. So you develop a certain aggressive
skin.
style. Yeah, well, I don't know if you get a thick skin. Let me tell you, I've just been interviewed by The Guardian and I'm traumatized. I feel like I've let everybody down.
I mean, you started though as Bing Hitler at the Edinburgh Fringe.
Yes, that's true.
Where did this name come from?
It was a combination of a couple of names that came
Peter
up.
Capaldi?
Peter came up with it, but that's not his real name.
Oh,
Peter
is
and
it
I
not?
did a show when Peter Capaldi is Capaldi, and Peter Capaldi's real name is Peter Capaldi. Did you not know that?
I didn't know that.
Really? Did you think his real name was Bing Hitler?
Yeah.
No, it's not. Peter came up with a name when we were doing some daft show when we were kids, and I stole it later on and then didn't thank him until much later, but we're all friends now, but it was a bit of a problem.
He's still a friend of yours?
Oh yes, yeah, I love Peter. He's a lovely man. He really is. He's just lovely.
So you left for LA in 1994, is that
Yeah,
right?
I did the festival in 1994, and I went. This guy saw me at the festival. I was doing the Odd Couple with Jerry Kelly, who God rest him. I loved Jerry, and then and I was doing a stand-up show at night. So I was doing 2 shows at the festival, and this American manager said, "Come to America for 2 weeks, and I'll get you a job." And on the last day, he got me a job, and I was there for 25 years.
Wow.
I
But
know.
it wasn't, it was kind of a difficult route to success. Is it true that you had 94 cents in your pocket?
27 cents,
27?
actually.
Oh,
27
sorry.
cents I was down to, which was tough because you can only take money out if you have $1 to pay for the ATM. I know, it was hard, but it was okay in the end.
No regrets.
No, I don't think so. Not about that. No, I mean, regrets about other things. Some jokes I've told, some things I've said, some shows I've done. So, normal human regrets, but not about that. No, it's fine.
You presented the Late Late Show for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
It must have been difficult to give it up. Do you ever miss it?
No, not at all. It was difficult to keep going, actually. I loved it for about 7 years, and then I was a little bored. Are you bored with this job yet? You'll get bored with it, I'm telling you.
We're only 6 shows in, so...
Well, 6 shows in, I was still nervous. You're
I'm
way ahead of
nervous.
me. Are you nervous, really?
Yeah.
No, you mustn't be. But after about show 1500 or something, you're like, I don't know if I can do this anymore.
2,058 shows you did.
Did I really?
That's a lot of shows.
Right, so round about show 1500, I think I was like, that's kind of enough. What's that noise? Do you hear that noise? What's that noise? I think it's the washing machine. Don't worry, I've got a washing in.
What a lovely home you have.
I do. It's palatial, but inside those cupboards is it's one unit, but it does the drying and the washing. They're so convenient. You used to need to buy 2, but now you can just buy one, which is handy in a West End flat.
Oh dear. You did tell one US newspaper, though, that your most influential show was STV's Glenn Michael's Cartoon Cavalcade.
Did I really say that?
You did. Do you really think
sure,
that?
Yeah. Look, I have to say, if you've done as much telly as I have, and perhaps I've done more than I should have, you do sometimes say things and then don't remember them. It's like being drunk, but somebody's recording it. But I did love Glenn Michael's Cartoon Cavalcade when I was a kid. Yeah, we used to talk to Paladin on the phone. Oh, Paladin, there's a boy in Bell's Hill wants to say hello to Mickey Mouse and all that. Do you remember all that? Of course
really.
you don't. No. But maybe, yeah. Some people remember it.
Yeah.
They used to have, in STV, they used to have on a Friday night, Don't Watch Alone. It was called, and they would show an old horror picture like Bride of Frankenstein or something like that. And they used to say, and now it's time for Don't Watch Alone. And then after you watched it and you'd be scared, they would show a cartoon to cheer you up before you went to bed.
That's quite clever.
That's when telly was civilised.
I mean, you must have done some pretty interesting interviews over the years, and a lot of them must be memorable. Any standout ones you can tell us about?
Yeah, I always say Desmond Tutu was a pretty standout interview, because that's not your usual, guy who's on a sitcom who likes to work out and whiten his teeth. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but you see a lot of that. But Desmond Tutu is someone who changed the world, and I was quite nervous about talking to him. But he was really lovely and very influential, I think.
You won an award for that one.
I did. I won the Peabody Award, which is kind of like, it's like a Scottish BAFTA, but in America.
So it's even
It's
better.
not as good as that.
And what is the strangest interview you ever did?
Gosh, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't even know if I interviewed anyone really. I mean, I tried to, when it was sort of like Desmond Tutu or somebody like that, I would, read up about them and stuff. But mostly if it was actors, I just talked to them.
You interviewed your mum once, though, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I did interview my mum, yeah. But that's. Have you ever done that?
No, I can't
We
imagine.
don't do that. Because they.
She just shout at me.
No, my mum didn't shout, but she was thinking that there was a subtext of, you think you're great, interviewing your mum. Well, let me tell you, when this commercial break comes, you'll be in the Mega Man! But there was none of that.
Tried to catch you out.
Yeah, a wee bit. It was very interesting. It was very early on when I did that, actually. I was only about 40 or 50 shows in.
Which seems like nothing when you've done
It was nothing. When you do it every night, it was nothing. I mean, it felt like a lot of the time, and then it changes.
Must be hard doing such late nights, 5 nights a week.
We did it at 5 o'clock.
Oh, did you?
It's not.
You really caught the audience out now.
Did I? Come on. Actually, we did a lot of pre-taping as well.
Did you?
Yeah, so I got it down to like 3 days work a week. Yeah.
It's quite different though, being back here performing at the Fringe. First UK stand-up 25 years. Why did you decide to come back?
Well, I mean, I'm spending a lot of time here now. I haven't been working here at all. And Karen Corrin, who's the evil genius behind the festival, Gilded Balloon thing. Do you know Karen?
Yes.
Oh, man. So Karen said, Craig, it's time for you to do a show at Edinburgh. And I said, all right, one night, because I don't want to push my luck. She went, okay, one night.
And is it one night only?
It is one night only, but it's the Playhouse, so there's plenty of room.
And could it be more, do you think?
No. No.
You don't want it to be more?
No, I don't want to push my luck. I understand that, it's very nice that I've been allowed to do a show, but I don't want to overstay my welcome. I'll do one, and then 25 years later, I'll do another one. And
the show is called Hobo Fabulous. I mean, you don't look very hobo to me. Sir. You look quite fabulous.
Well, that's very nice of you to say.
Where did the name of this come from?
I wanted a name. I started doing this tour, 2017, something like that, and I wanted a name that didn't mean anything, because I don't know if you've noticed, America and Britain a little bit as well, everyone's very polarized. You say anything about politics or people just go crazy. So I wanted something that meant absolutely nothing. And Hobo Fabulous means absolutely nothing.
You do avoid politics though in your stand-up. Is this deliberate? Yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's not that I don't have political opinions. It's just, it's a stylistic choice. It's like, I'm going to try and do something. It's like, do you know a comedian called Jim Gaffigan? Jim Gaffigan's a very big stand-up in America. He's a really good stand-up. And in his act, it's PG-13. He never swears.
Oh, wow.
He never, Now, I know Jim well. He swears as much as anybody swears, but he does his act a certain way. And it's a stylistic choice for him. And getting away from politics is kind of what I wanted to try it. Because look, I don't know about you. I'm even tired of the people I agree with. Do you know what I mean? It's like people that I agree with are talking. I'm like, oh, shut up. You think you're great, but you're no great. You're rubbish.
I know.
Do you know who's good? Somebody that know you.
The Edinburgh International Festival
It is
of
an
course
international festival,
international.
yeah.
So when you're performing,
I'm
are you
mostly international.
You're not a Scottish comedian, or are you a Scots-American comedian?
I don't know. Yeah, it's a very interesting question. I'm Scottish, but I'm also American. I'm an American citizen, but I'm still Scottish. Yeah. It didn't go away.
You became an American citizen in 2008.
I did, yes.
Live on your show, you got sworn in?
It wasn't live. It was in, we filmed it again, sucker. We filmed it there was a big swearing in ceremony. There were 3,000 new Mexican Americans and 1 new Scottish American.
It was you?
Yes.
And why did you decide to become an American citizen?
Well, my wife's American, my kids are American, my life then very much was in America. I'm very grateful to America. I kind of I felt like the right thing to do. It was right.
And do you still feel Scottish when you're back here?
Yeah, they're not mutually exclusive conditions, Scottish and American. It's like, I think you can be Irish American, you can be Italian American. I mean, it's a different kind of a thing there. It's not like you can't be English Scottish. Well, I suppose you can. But, you know what I mean.
You must get people, though, in America always asking, do you know my great-granny, Mary Louise?
No, it's people who say, I'm from the clan Macduff. And you go, okay.
Someone once told me that I had very good English for being Scottish when I was in America.
Well, you do, I have to say. I was thinking that myself.
I mean, Scotland does have a thriving comedy scene, as we've touched on at the moment.
Not when I was here. But maybe that's why it's thriving, because I'm no longer here.
I mean, who inspires you?
Billy. Billy's like Elvis, man. Before Billy was nothing. Billy, Robbie Coltrane was always awesome, still is awesome. People were really nice. Peter Capaldi was very nice to me when I was starting out. But the stand-ups that I watched, I don't know, stand-ups now, I mean, like guys like Frankie Boyle's an amazing stand-up. I mean, it's as good as anybody I've ever seen. And I mean, there's no way I would have got work if these guys were around when I was here.
But will they encourage you to keep going and keep continuing with
No,
stand-up?
I'm resentful of their success.
Do you quite like a Scottish audience, though? Their sort of honesty.
I think most audiences are honest. I think that I haven't. Well, you know what? I did the radio show at the festival a couple of years ago. Yes, I do like it. It's usually a bit boisterous. But audiences, there are certain audiences you play with. Like New York, it's a little boisterous as well. There's Boston, you might as well be in Glasgow when you play Boston. I mean, they're very similar in many respects.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Who's got the better sense of humour?
Oh, Glasgow, obviously. and if you're watching this in Boston.
I read one article that said that Scotland's greatest comic is coming home. Is Scotland your main home now?
Who said that? Who's
Guardian.
that? I bet it wasn't the Guardian. Yeah. God, I'm really worried about that interview I gave them. I'm sure I've said something horrible or upset somebody. They ask you about such hard things that I'm not qualified to talk about.
Is Scotland your main home though again?
I think that if you're from here, it's never not. I don't know. It is right now. Yeah, it is right now. I think so.
Do you think a lot's changed since you were last here?
Yes, a lot. And it's got a lot, I think a lot better. I think Glasgow in particular, I haven't been around Scotland much since I got back. It seems to me the hills and the lochs are pretty much as where I left them. but Glasgow is amazing. It's so cool. I mean, it was always pretty cool anyway, I thought. But it's much cooler than me. I used to be about as cool as Glasgow, and now I'm nowhere near as cool as Glasgow. But I think that's probably because I'm old. I'm getting old now, yeah. Although the good thing is, on Byres Road, it's always kind of 1987 on Byres Road. You know what I'm saying? It kind of is like you go to a shop on Byres Road. It's like Tainted Love. You know what I mean? It's like it's always like Echo and the Bunnymen are always playing in the Ubiquitous Chip. It's always kind of 1987 on the Byres Road. And I was 25 in 1987, so win-win.
Go. I wasn't born in 1987.
Well, I tell you, we missed you. We're glad you're here now. We used to walk up and down going, I wish that wee gorgeous baby would be born and improve our lives. Because we all worked as chimney sweeps then.
Yeah, of course. But there must be some things that haven't changed at all then, here.
Yeah, there are some things that haven't changed at all, I think. I mean, Cutler's is still there, and I don't know yes, I'm trying to think of what hasn't changed. The buildings are the same. The people have changed, but I think Glaswegians, you know what's changed? I've changed. That's what it is. Because I used to think Glaswegians were tough, but I think that they are tough. I think they're very nice. I think what I was when I left, I was very touchy. It's because people used to shout at me because they stopped the disco. I have to say, this involves a rude word, but you can beep it out. Can you beep things? All right, so here's the thing. The very first, I was telling this to a taxi driver today, the very first time I ever did Bing Hitler at the Tron Theatre in Glasgow, it had gone pretty well, and I was like, I was very excited. And I went down the next day to get my guitar, because I had a guitar then for some reason, I can't even play it. And I got my guitar and I was leaving the Tron Theatre, and this guy recognised me in the street. He went, "Oh, Bing!" It was the first time I ever got recognised. He went, "Oh, Bing!" And I went, "Yes!" And he went, and I went, "Oh, man, I didn't know that was part of being recognised." But I realise now, it was affectionate.
Yeah, it's affectionate.
I don't know. It was a wake-up call for me.
What's your idea of a perfect Sunday in Scotland? How would you spend it?
Well, first of all, I would get up and get into a tweed suit, and then I would go to church, where I would repent my actions. Then I would go home and do nothing until midnight, when I would go crazy again. Wait, that was the old days.
That's the old days.
I don't know. A perfect Sunday. Oh, because does this go out on Sunday?
No, Fridays.
Well, why
Sundays are the best day.
Why did you even say that? That's
Sundays
crazy.
are
Why
the
would you
best
pick
day of the
Sunday?
week.
Are you some super religious person who trying to push Sundays on me? The perfect Sunday in Scotland would be a Friday. That's what I think. Because then I could watch, what's the name of this?
What's on Scotland?
What's on Scotland? Yeah, it's my favourite show.
And is your wife enjoying being in Scotland?
She did I tell you? She said the other day. She said, going somewhere. I am going there. I was like, you can't talk like that. You're American. I am going there.
Do you think if you hadn't made the big move to America, where do you think you'd be now?
I think I'd be a beloved TV detective, solving crimes in some kind of, in a World War II setting, and then once a year I'd do a pantomime in Aberdeen.